Hey guys, it's Summer with Summer Sweet Shop. Guys, if your kids are like mine, they love the elf at Christmas time. And they love to see Santa's elf come and move all around the house. And they also love when their elf brings them cookies. So today I'm going to show you how to level up and do these cookies for your customers, for your kids, for your neighbors. I'm going to show you a step-by-step how to make this adorable elf cookie here, Jingle. And I'm going to show you at the end, I'm going to show you two other options of what you can use for your elf. And I'm going to show you also how to package this cute elf as well, so that you can have these, like I said, for customers, for your kids, for neighbors, and everyone alike. So today I am using my sugar cookie recipe to make these cookies and decorating them with my favorite royal icing. You can find both of those recipes inside my Cookie Academy, which is on my website. My Cookie Academy is my beginner's online course. You can check out the description below to learn more. But let's go ahead and get started making Jingle the Elf. All right, so the first thing that I am doing on my elf, as you can see, is I've already sketched a line here of where his little face is going to go. I'm going to do the ivory part of his face first. Obviously, you can use different skin tones for this as well. I'm just using ivory because that's what I had on hand for today. And then I'm going to outline the box here at the bottom, and I'm going to do his hat here on the top. So I'm actually going to start with the red outlining first. And so I can see here like where the brim of his hat is. And so I'm going to make a line right there. We're going to go around. So there's his hat. Now we're going to do his face. And we got to make sure we have his ears here on the side. So I'm just going to follow along that line that I etched, making sure I leave enough room for his cute little ears. And then we're going to outline the bottom, which is great for, you can put the name of your elf, or you could put your kids' names down there at the bottom. And you want to actually leave the room there on the side because you're going to put his little hands there. All right, now I'm going to fill this in with my red flood icing. Remember, your flood icing is like maple syrup. And this one it's cut a little funny. I accidentally cut it, a big portion of it with my scissors instead of the tip. Okay, so you've got your icing. I'm just moving my icing around, going in a circular motion, like so. You want to make sure you cover the whole cookie. I want to add just a little bit more icing. This is a good flood consistency. It's a little bit thicker, and I like that. All right. So next I am going to do his face. And I've got, like I said, ivory that I'm using for this. And so you could definitely do different skin tones. And I'm just putting these bag clips on the end, bag tip clips, to keep them from spewing everywhere. Move that icing around like so. And then we're going to add our green icing on the bottom. And you're just going So you could add polka dots to this if you wanted to, but we are going to be airbrushing this here in just a minute. And we're gonna do some lines. But if you don't have an airbrush, feel free to do like a wet on wet technique with, you could do your own like lines with like a white would be really pretty, or you could do like polka dots, like white polka dots would be really good with this as well. So I'm just mixing this around really good because it wasn't as mixed on my. All right, so the next thing you want to do is you want to let this dry for about 1 to 2 hours before moving on to the next section. I do see some air bubbles here, so we're just going to pop those with our scribe. All right, and so this is what your cookie will look like when you get done. So what we want to start with is doing our ears, and we're going to do, well, actually, we're going to do our airbrush first. So you want to do your airbrush first, and then we will, we're going to do our airbrush first, and then we'll do our ears, our white here, our white on the top, and then our white hands. So I've got just a line, some thin lines, and I like to set, that's what I had that for, is I like to set, I'm going to put just the paper towel over the top of this. Sometimes I use like a Post-it note because it'll stick to it, but I'm just going to set the paper towel over it. That way I can do my lines without it being interrupted, without like getting, I don't want to get green on my elf up here. Okay, so I've got my green here. I'm using Glowing Green from Cookie Countess, and I'm just going to ever so slightly go in layers, light layers, all the way down my cookie. Like so. I love the Cookie Countess airbrush machine as well as the airbrush colors. All right, so there you go. Here's our cute little elf. And we're going to add his ears. And so I'm just using outline icing for the ears. And I'm just doing outline icing because it's such a small area. I don't want to risk getting craters. So once I outline, I'm just going to fill that in really quickly and move it around with my scribe so that it doesn't crater and it smooths out. I'm going to do the same for this side over here. And you want to just like get that pointy ear. Is what we're wanting to get. Okay, now let's do our white. I keep bringing him too far up. I need to remember that it's down here. Okay, so I'm going to do my white little pom-pom up here. So you could do this with some non-perils, would be really cool too, or you can just do a plain white. I just did the plain white, but you could totally add some sprinkles in there. And you see I'm going like right up against, and I'm going to add a line in the middle, and that's going to keep it from cratering. So it's just acting as support for that icing. I'm going to go ahead and fill in that pom-pom. And like I said, you could add cute little sprinkles to that. And then we're going to fill in the top of his hat. Like so. So I'm just going to take my scribe, move that around. Make sure you're wiping off your scribe so you don't have colors going everywhere. And I'm just, it's going to touch the ivory of his face, so it just kind of overlaps. Now you're going to put some hair on him here and a little bit too once he dries, but don't do that until it dries or your color will bleed into your white, and you don't want that. Okay, next we are going to do his little hands. Oh, we got to do the red too on his collar. So the collar has like these 2 triangles of red. So we're going to do those 2 little triangles here. And again, I'm just using outline icing because it's such a small area. And my outline icing is not like super, super stiff. So this works out really well. All right, now we'll do his hands. So he's got 2 little mittens on either side of his little banner. And so we are going to, and I'm going to try and do these without a projector. So you got this little mitten, and then you've got this hand here. And I just added that squiggle again to act as that support for that icing. All right. So I'm filling it in with my flood icing and moving it around just nice. So this is like the elf is holding the sign that's got a name on it, or it's got the name of your elf on it. It might say Merry Christmas. It might say I'm back. Anything like that is super cute and adorable. So it's whatever you decide to have your customers have on their cookie. Okay, now you're gonna let that dry for about another hour or so to let that crust over and dry. And then we're gonna add our face onto our cute little elf and add some color. So give him some hair color. All right, so let's start with our hair. And I'm just using brown, but you could use obviously like red, or you could use blonde, yellow for blonde. But I'm gonna fill in the little triangle here. Again, I'm just using outline icing. This is a thinner outline icing. And so it definitely works for that. So I'm just kind of making that like little V in the front and then filling it in here with this triangles. And so it's really no wrong way to do it. You can have the hair any way that you want. You could put it along the whole front of his, right under his hat or not. And then I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna take an edible marker. This one is from Baker Pan. I like it really well. I got it on Amazon and it works really well, but I'm gonna do 2 dots for his eyes first, so I know where they're gonna go. And then I'll put them on with royal icing here in a minute, but I wanna get placement first. So I'm just gonna do his eyebrows on either side. He looks funny. And then I'm gonna do his little nose. And then I'm just gonna do like a little smirk. He looks sad. Looks like that's his mouth. But this is his mouth. And he's got kind of a little smirk. Obviously you can use a projector if you're wanting this. I think I forgot to mention that all of these cutters are from Simply Renee Sweets. You can go to her website at simplyreneesweets.com and order these adorable cutters. So we're going to give him some eyes with our black outline icing. So he's got pretty big eyes. So you just want to make sure that you get them the right, same size, not right size, same size. And I'm just gonna mush this down here just a tad. And I'm gonna get my white and I'm gonna add 2 dots onto him with my white, and then I'm gonna do just a tad there. All right, so you've got his face, super cute and adorable. I love him, so cute. And now we're gonna write Jingle, and we've got to fill in our white here for his the top of his collar. And so I'm just squeezing some outline icing because I don't want to use flood icing as good a crater really bad, and so I'm just going to smooth that out as much as I can so it's not all bumpy. So you're just going to smooth it out. So many layers that go into him. All right, and lastly, we'll write his name, Jingle. Oh, we gotta add some red to the sides, but we'll do that in a minute. Let's go ahead and add his name. And so I'm gonna start with the E first. And again, you can use a projector for this. I am just going to ad-lib it and hope that I get it right. All right, let me make sure I don't have anything on my tip here. I do like to write with either a number 2 or a 2.5 tip. This is a number 2 tip. And so I do recommend that you use a tip. I'm not very good at using a tipless for this. So the whole room goes quiet while you're all right. And so there is your name on your cute little elf. And then the last thing that I have to add is his little sleeves here that are red that come out from his hands. And so I'm just gonna do on either side. It might be hard to see me do this, but I'm just doing a little small area. It doesn't have to be much. But there he is. So cute, little Jingle. He is ready for Christmas and ready to go in your special box. So let me show you what you can do to package him up. And this is great, like I said, for customers. It's also great for your own kids if you want to do. So I'm just taking a 5x7 bag. I'm not going to do that one because it is wet. I'm going to take a 5x7 bag and slide him in, and he slides just perfect in a 5x7. Slide him all the way to the end, and then I have some pre-tied bows. You can get these on Amazon. I have ordered these from Nashville Wraps, the company Nashville Wraps. They have a website that you can order from. And so I'm just going to gather right here at the top, like so. And I'm going to place, whoops, well, don't let go. I'm going to kind of turn my cookie over so I can twist. And then push that down. And then you can have a tag on there that says, I'm back, or something like that. But that's a cute, cute way to personalize him and bag him up for your customers. Super cute. Even if it has someone's name on it, like it says Ryan or whoever the child is another way to do it. So another option that Simply Renee Sweets has is this cute elf. He doesn't have the name on the bottom, so he's a little bit simpler. He's easier to decorate, but he is super cute as well. And then you can have the color change the skin tone and the hair color if you want. It would be super, super cute as well. And again, I just used the pre-tied bows to do that. This would be cute with a green bow since his hat is red. And then the other option I really like is to have a box set. So if you want to do a box set, she has this option too that says I'm back, and is super, super cute with your elf. So it's 2 separate cookies that is really, really cute. And then you could package it up in the box and then put a little ribbon around it, and it is a super cute set. So you could charge a little bit more for that since there's 2 cookies versus just the one here in the package. But super cute. I hope this was helpful, and I hope that you enjoyed the elf cookie tutorial. So if you aren't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell at the bottom so that you can get notified whenever I have new videos that come out. And thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you next time.